Donald Trump suffers multiple mental disorders, warns leading psychiatrist. Donald Trump suffers from multiple mental disorders according to a leading psychiatrist who fears his condition could trigger World War III. Dr. Bandy Lee, a forensic psychiatrist at Yale School of Medicine, said psychiatrists had a duty to keep mentally ill people away from weapons, and by alerting the public to President Trump's mental state, that is exactly what she hoped to do. She said, "The president suffers from multiple mental disorders. He is verbally abusive and drawn to violence. In fact, he uses violence to assert his authority. He is impulsive, imprudent, paranoid, and completely out of touch with reality. His outbursts of rage, his lack of empathy, and his irrepressible need to brag are all things that stem from his need to compensate for his weaknesses. The president's psychological state," the mental health expert warned, "poses a danger to the world." She said, "His behavior could trigger a war. Nothing can stop him when he feels obliged to totally destroy North Korea and therefore the world. The higher the pressure, the more destructive he becomes." She added that despite his high-powered status, Trump was incredibly easy to manipulate and loved nothing more than being showered with praise. Ms. Lee said, "It as a result of his fragile self-esteem